Hi, I'm Arya, and today we are going to talk about self-esteem. So first of all, let's really talk about what self-esteem is and how we define self-esteem. And this is going to be an opinionated video with a little bit of knowledge that I got from reading the book. So the first time when we think about self-esteem, we think about that how we are evaluating our abilities and in terms of how good we are in those. Basically, if you're good in studies and if you're evaluating, yes, that I'm good in studies, that your self-esteem in academics is really high. That's how we do it, right? Basically, this idea of how good we are in the abilities that we like and we desire, that is what William James gave the idea. And that can be summarized in just one line, where he says that he doesn't care if somebody else is good in mathematics or something else that he does not really care about. But he really cares about if somebody is better than him in psychology. Yes. So basically, when we are doing this and comparing our abilities in terms of competence, then that's how we see our self-esteem as high or low or maybe medium. But you know what the problem of this framework is? The problem of this framework is it really leads you to compare yourselves to others. You cannot see your own unique abilities. You can be really harsh on yourself when it comes to your abilities, and the thing is, there's always going to be someone better than you. So that's what really happened to me, that when I was in school I really felt that I'm really good in studies, but gradually when I came in college I saw there's so many good people out there who can be really better than you in that ability that you really feel you were the best at in school. It just felt like that your area and your own world really got expanded from a small place to a bigger place out there with so many people out there, and you were seeing them and you were like, okay, I was living in my own small world. Also has to do that your every life choice revolves around these kind of things. It really leads you to a space where your freedom is lost, your choices of your decisions are according to your desires through that particular ability, and that's how you live your life. Also, the problem comes that when you're defining your self-esteem in terms of competence, your whole self-esteem has to be summarized in that one resume. And the problem comes again that your list of your achievements really defines how good you are, and that just defines your worth as a human being. And that is where the problem really lies. Because are we humans really a product of just competence and our achievements out there? Next thing that really comes is the chronic fear of failure. Obviously, when you're defining your self-esteem in that way, fears will be inevitable. No one way or the other. I don't think so that anybody out there wanted something and they absolutely got that each and every single number of times. No, you will have your moments when you really wanted something and you didn't get that. The moments of failure. When you really define your self-esteem in that way, that you're not able to deal with the failure. So there's this new wave of self-esteem that chimes in, the worthy framework. The worthy framework is given by saying that, okay, I don't have to really see myself in the way that in way of competence or in way of my abilities. I'm just as good as I am of who I am. That is what the worthy model portrays. Again, it's very good. You are good of who you are. You're worthy of who you are. People should like you of who you are. It's defined in terms of personality, your attitude, and that's what it is, right? Not in what you do, but what you are. This is the self-worth kind of model out there. But again, the problem in this and the dark side that really leads us to is a narcissism kind of model. And we all know that there are narcissist people out there who just thinks highly of themselves in just who they are, and they don't care about others. Narcissism has a problem when you are again comparing yourself to others and seeing others as inferior and yourself as superior. Also, in self-worthy model, when we go for the main problem that really comes in, the people pleasing approval, because you know they're just good enough and who you are, somewhere or the other you still want validation from others, and then you want to chase others, and when others compliment you of who you are, you really want to get that compliment back again. And that's how the whole career of just getting validation surfaces more and more. So, and then there is another kind of model which is in the framework of nothing. Basically, these kind of people, they don't have any self-esteem out there. They don't think they are competent enough, and neither they think that they are worthy enough. All the three kind of frameworks that I talked about have their issues. So what is the one way outward when we really have to think about self-esteem? I believe you define self-esteem in how you think what self-esteem is. But at the same time, the best way is to go for the middle ground. I'm the kind of person who will never take extremes no matter what, except certain subjects. And for me, the best middle ground framework is to combine both self-worthy model and competence model. You can be competent and feel competence in certain kind of things and achievements you do, but realize at the same time that in spite of so many achievements that you feel good about, that's okay, but at the same time you are also a human, and that's what is beautiful in life for you. And I think when you think in both those terms, you really present yourself in such a manner where you're open for criticism, you're open for growth. Just like for me, I am making this YouTube video not because that I know so much or oh I want to really share my knowledge with the world. No, because I had my issues with camera way before, and I really want to learn how to articulate, how to think in a better manner, and how to really present my thoughts in a better manner. And that's why I'm trying, because until and unless you don't try, you don't get the feedback from others, you won't learn. You cannot be in isolation. You cannot think that I'm well enough with my things and then say, okay, I know enough, and then be like, I don't need to learn from others, because that's not high self-esteem. That's not better self-esteem out there, and that is not the healthy model of self-esteem. You cannot have inflated ego and at the same time the willingness to learn. Either you will have the willingness to learn, or either you will just have inflated ego. You need to have this healthy self-esteem model in your own framework, where you decide that what others are saying, you should not take it personally. You should take it in a way that, okay, I'm ready to learn, I'm ready to improve, and literally see and pick up what are the feedback that is really directed at you with great intention. And I'm not saying just take any framework out there, any feedback out there, and be like, okay, I need to improve. No, you really need to see what is something else person is saying. What is their intention? Is their intention to pull you down, or is their intention is really they want you to go up? And that is what really defines a healthy self-esteem, who has the power to listen, to understand, and to get others' judgments, and to be open to criticism. And that is the end of the video. I did not had any script for this video. What I wanted was that to really think about my old notes and just to really yap about it. For the future reference videos, I will be making a script. I will be moving forward. This was just a pilot video out there to check my audio, to check my facial expressions, and I will be moving forward with more videos like this, where I would be talking about my opinions, I would be ranting a little bit, and I would be talking about my own self journey with the so-called motion of productivity, because I always had this notion of moving forward, self-growth, lifestyle changes, etc, etc, etc. So I will be coming with another video, and yes, so bye bye.